Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fantasy Football, and welcome to my video. It is time for Game Week 13 preview. But before all that, this video is sponsored by OneFootball, an app that is free to download on iOS and Android devices. This app will definitely help you out with FPL and the Champions League Fantasy Football. You'll be able to follow your favorite teams, find out the latest news, live scores, highlights, transfers, stats, and many more. If you're interested, there will be a link in the description below. Thank you. So yeah, as you can see, I am sponsored by OneFootball. I want to thank them. I want to thank you guys for making these things reality. Thank you so much for the fantastic support that you guys have given me in a number of years. This season is a little bit tough, but we will pull together, we will work together, and we will try to get a really good, rank at the end of the season. Okay, so let's go on to game week 12. Let's see how my team did for that week, and then we'll go to game week 13 and we'll see what kind of changes I'm thinking to do for that game week. Okay, so here we go. Oh, just one more thing, I did change the background. I hope you guys will like it. I'm going to be creating more backgrounds in the future. If there's any problems with this, I can adjust, so it's not a problem at all for me to kind of change things around. But yeah, I hope you guys will like it. As you can see, for game week 12, I got 81 points. The average was 48, which is really good. 62,493 and game week rank, which is fantastic. And as you can see, the overall rank is around 58,916. Overall points is 711. And yeah, as you all know, one bad game week will be outside of the top 100, maybe 200, maybe even 300. One good game week, I could hit into the 20 or maybe even 10k. Like, it's that close. So really good back-to-back game weeks here. Now, if you want a game week 12 review, it'll be my previous video, but I'm just going to go through this quite quickly. Ryan with 7, Pereira with 7, Lundstrom with 2, Trent Alexander with 2, Mane with 7, Kevin De Bruyne with 2, Martial with 10, Maddison with 9, Mount with 3, Abraham with 8, and as you can see, Jamie Vardy with 24 points as my captain. On the bench, benched really well here, King, Rico, and Kelly. Kelly should be back, but we'll see if there's any changes at the back for them. I know that Ward's got himself injured. So if Kelly's back, that's going to help me out because Crystal Palace's fixtures are pretty damn good in the Christmas period, which is fantastic for my team. So really good game week. Let's go on to game week 13. So as you can see, this is my team setup so far for game week 13. Now I do have some transfer plans, but I am waiting because we are still in the international break. So I definitely will recommend you guys waiting until the press conferences. There might be some injuries, there might be some travel problems, there might be some personal problems. Anything can happen, right? So we need to wait for those news before we make any transfers that we want to do. So that's what I'll be doing. But I do have some transfers in plan, and I will talk to you guys about that in a sec. What I'm going to do is go through each of my players and, talk to you guys about, if they're going to be doing well or not in game week 13, and kind of predict who's going to be winning in that fixture. Now, before that, let's sit back and look at the team. As you can see, it's pretty much as a template team. But I had some of these players for a number of weeks now. And a lot of FPL managers trying to get these players like Martial, Maddison, Mane, some of the Leicester players that I have. And I'm really happy with the team. I've got 2 free transfers. So I feel like I'm a little bit ahead with this team. But I need to start thinking about what other players that I need to bring in to make this team even better. So I'll go through the transfers in a sec. And people might be asking, well, you got some kind of template team, how are you going to rank up? Well, if you deep down look at this, right? This 9%, Martial's 9%. If he does well, I'm going to rank up. Maddison is 21, 22 by the end of this week, maybe even 23. I'll rank up if he does well. So I do have players in here that could rank me up. And even my defense like Ryan, I know you might be thinking a lot of people's haven't, but it's 16.2. That's not like 100%. That's not 50%. That's not like Tammy Abraham. That is 50%. with players like this, if you don't have in your team, then they do well, then you are definitely going to drop down in ranks. With Martial, if I don't have him in my team and he does well, then I'm not going to be moving or dropping too much. So I'm really happy with this team, and I'm going to make some adjustments to make it even better. And like I said, right now I'm in that 58,000. Let's just say 59,000, right? All I need to do right now is maintain this rank. Maintain like a rank of 100k. Be inside of the 100k mark. If I'm just outside, it's fine as well. But what I'm trying to do is trying to build up and trying to like nail myself into that top 100k mark. And that's the kind of the plan that I'm going with. That's the thing that I really want. And the way I can do that is to bank these transfers and try and looking at blocks of fixtures and try and bring in like players that has got really good fixtures in those blocks and find out which one of those players are on form. So that's what I'm thinking to do, and I hope, you know, with a little bit of luck, I should do well. And, you know, if a lot of people are trying to go for this team, then I guess I should be up there anyway. So let's go through the team. As you can see, Ryan in goal against Leicester City. I'm not really expecting him to keep a clean sheet. I do have a lot of Leicester players, but I'm expecting him to save a lot of shots. Pereira as well, there's a chance for Leicester City to keep a clean sheet. They are very good at like keeping the ball and just playing really well. And that's why a lot of FPL managers are bringing these players in. Lundstrom, I mean, I'm going to play him against Manchester United. I mean, this ownership of 42% is really, really high. And I can see him doing well. I don't know. I just got this gut feeling. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'm hoping that he plays. He played in the international break, both of those games. Hopefully he'll play. He should play. Mason Mount against Manchester City, a very difficult fixture for Chelsea. I'm thinking to bench him, so I'll talk to you guys about the transfer in a sec, but this is pretty much the formation that I'm going to go with. Mane against Crystal Palace. Now, my captain option is going to be this: Jamie Vardy or Mane. It all depends on the news that I get for Crystal Palace. If I find out they've got a few defensive problems, then I will captain Mane. If there are some defensive problems for Brighton, then I'll captain Vardy. So that's the kind of the strategy I'm going with. I think Kevin De Bruyne has got a chance to bring some returns against Chelsea. Chelsea doesn't really keep a lot of clean sheets. Martial, I mean, every time when Martial plays, Manchester United kind of plays a little bit better. So I'm hoping that there's some returns. Maddison here, I'm hoping that there's no any problems for Maddison there. Joshua King here picked up a little bit of an injury, so I think, yeah, it's time for him to go. Tammy Abraham and Jamie Vardy. So I'm going to go through my transfer in a sec. But as you can see, I got Mason Mount, I got Rico at home against Wolves. I could even play Rico if there's any problems. And I got Kelly at home against Liverpool. Kelly will be the last person on the bench, Rico will be second, and Mason Mount will be first. Now, for game week 13, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure where I'm going to get these extra points. But for game week 14 and 15, I can see this team doing really, really well. As you can see, Leicester City's fixtures, they got 2 back-to-back home games. They got Everton and Watford. And then you got Chelsea with West Ham and Aston Villa. I mean, there's a chance for you guys to bank a transfer in one of those fixtures. And you got Liverpool against Brighton against Everton. And I got quite a lot of my players. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like 7 of my players will be playing at home. I got Martial against Aston Villa at home. Plus they got Tottenham after that. Manchester City against Newcastle. I mean, it's looking good. It's looking good for the future. I just need to kind of survive game week 13 because I'm not sure what's going to happen. But anyways, let's go to the transfer menu. So as you can see, for game week 13, I got 2 free transfers. I'm going to be using both of those transfers for this week, and I'm going to be trying my best to bank my transfer in game week 14. For this fixture here, for Liverpool, game week 18, I'm not going to be using my wildcard. I'm not going to be using my free hit for this just because of that. I'm going to be benching my Liverpool players. If I have to get rid of one person, it'll probably be Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'll probably downgrade him and I can use that money elsewhere. I will hold on to Mane, even though he's got a difficult fixture. After that is Leicester City. But anything can happen in football. And I don't really want to use my transfer. Plus, I got a lot of value on Mane. For this week, though, this is the transfers that I'm thinking to do. Remove King and Pereira. Bring in Sionchu, that is 4.9. And bring in Raul Jimenez. Even though Raul Jimenez doesn't really have the best fixture. I mean, if you look carefully, Bournemouth fixture here, it's not the best fixture for him. Even this Sheffield United game, but because he's at home and he's pretty much the main person, the main guy in this Wolves team, I can see him do well. This percentage is really low as well, so if he does well and we know what he can do, he's got 5 goals and 2 assists onto his name. He's on penalties. He's a fantastic move. And then you'd be asking yourself, wait a minute, you're going to have some benching problems because in game week 14, you know, Mount has got a good fixture, Raul Jimenez as well. What would you do? Well, I want that problem. I want that problem. You know, I would rather have this problem than have like a problem where, oh my God, I've got no moves to make if there are some issues. And plus, we get into that Christmas period, I want to be able to get these really good value for money, like really good cheap options that can do really well and could get us a lot of points. And yeah, that is about it. There was another transfer that I was thinking about. It's a little bit risky. I would not recommend it that much, but I was looking at it. Is to, I don't know, like remove Joshua King there. Let's just say we go and get that Sheffield United striker. As you can see, I got on 1.3. And a lot of people are thinking to remove Mount. Okay, let's just say I remove Mount. I've got 8 million. I go to Everton here. I bring in Richarlison just for 1 week and 1 week only. Him against Norwich at home. These switches are really bad, and then obviously if I do this kind of transfer that I was kind of looking at, then I would remove him in game week 14. I still have a really good player here, a really good bench as well, just to help me out. And then I could go and get Pulisic. He's got a little bit of a knock, so we need to make sure if he's alright. And as you can see, I can do this move as well and get Pulisic. A lot of people are thinking to remove Mount for him. Could be something. I don't know if this is going to work. But the problem is then I won't be able to back my transfer in game week 14. But I think the safe option is the first transfer that I showed you. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope I have helped you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, come give this video a like. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.